Good morning, student. Myself, Dr. Abhay Bhardwaj. Today we will discuss a topic conformational isomerism of N-butane. Before discussing the conformational isomerism of N-butane, here we should know first what do you mean by conformational isomerism. The conformational isomers are the different arrangement of atom that occurs as a result of rotation about single bond. So basically we have the carbons, or we can say we have the number of carbon atom which will be paired inside the molecule. Then the different conformations of the same molecule are sometimes called conformers and rotamers. So basically with the help of these pairing of atom inside a single bond, the molecule is able to rotate in any configuration or any angle. So there is some specific situation of molecule where the molecule will be maximally stable. We can say with the help of this pictorial presentation which are coming on the screen, there are three images of a same person. Here in the first stage it is just taking away their leg. In the second situation it is just moving another side, and in the third situation it is totally invert. But all the three images are of a person or the same person, but here the different postures are going to be visible. So there are 2 and 3 position or postures of person is present here in this diagram, but where the person will feel the maximum stable, he and she want to retain in their particular posture. So same condition are lying with the molecule, where the molecule will feel it is maximally stable, means where the molecule is consuming the least energy, that particular form of the molecule will be maximally stable. So molecule will conform itself in their stable form, and this confirmed form will be generally known as conformers as well as rotamers. Rotamers means it will be generally formed after the rotation. So basically the rotation of the bond are generally feasible at room temperature, and that's why the different forms are generally occur inside the molecule. The rotation could be start with any angle. It will start from 0 to 60 to 1 degree, 120 degree, and each and every case the conformation of molecule will be different. But again I am saying the same word, the molecule will be align itself in that particular position where it will be maximally stable. Representation of conformers. So basically the stabilized form of the molecule, here we are discussing the aliphatic molecule. So molecule can be represent itself in their stable form by many projection. The three common projections are here. One is bond line, another one is a sawhorse projection, and last one is the Newman's projection. Basically in all three projections we are showing the presence of substituent along with the carbon. Likewise the carbon is present here and here. Same here into the Newman's projection, we are showing the two carbon and their substituted group. And the Newman projections is a very much important, or we can say it is most favorable projection where we can show the conformer of our molecules. So now what is Newman's projection? The Newman projection is the representation of molecule looking through carbon-carbon single bond. Okay. So you can see in the diagram a eye is generally staring towards a molecule, and the carbon number 1 and carbon number 2 is generally present over here where the different functional groups are present. Okay. So now if we will consider this point as a first carbon and this circle as a second carbon, so the two carbons, two middle with carbon are showing all the aligned substituent on the molecule. So that is a Newman's projection where we can just check the dihedral angle also with the help of this projection. So now what is dihedral angle? The dihedral angle or torsional angle is the angle between two bonds originating from different atoms in a Newman's projection. So basically it's a consideration of two heads. So now if we will simply think about the bond angle, so bond angle could be like that where the carbon is present in middle with and two substituents are lying on the carbon, and the in between angle will be generally known as the bond angle. But if we are going towards the torsional angle as well as the dihedral angle, so here we will consider the two adjacent carbon like B and C are the two carbon in a same plane. That arrow is showing the B and C are coming in a same plane. Same here you can see with the help of this arrow, you can see here the B and C are coming in a same plane. So now we have to just check the specific angle of a D and A. What is the specific angle on two heads? For one head is here, another one head is here, and the two different substituents which are lying on the carbon, it will show the specific angle. So in the Newman's projection, we can identify the angle between the substituent of two different carbon which is present in between. So that angle of the different substituent are generally known as the torsional angle, which is present carbon number 3 and carbon number 4. Now I am coming on the main topic, that is conformation of N-butane. So if we will consider the structure of N-butane, that N-butane generally contain 4 carbon number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and we can consider the conformation of this N-butane, normal butane, by considering the different parameter. So here we have to consider the two central carbon atom in the molecule. So the two central carbon atoms are carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. 60-degree rotation along with the CC bond. So when that bond will be rotate, then again different angle will be formed, and we have to consider each and every form which will be generally generate after the 60-degree angle rotation over here in between the 2 and 3 carbon. The 6 different conformers can be formed. So basically in the overall structure 6 to 7 forms of the N-butane will be generate, but what is a maximally stable form we have to consider in the conformation of N-butane. So dear student, our objective is that we have to identify that specific form which is maximally stable in between the molecule. So you can see the different forms which are generally going to be produced into the N-butane structure. The first one is totally eclipsed, another one is gauge. Once the angle is 0 degree in between the frontal and back methyl group, that is a methyl group which is present the carbon number 2 and carbon number 3. So then the form name is totally eclipsed. Okay, it's a rotation of 0 degree. then after the 60-degree rotation, the gauge form will be generated. Then again one more 60-degree, total nutshell angle deviation is 120 degree, then the complete eclipse form will be generated. The another 60-degree rotation, we can add 60 degree into 120 degree, it will be 180 degree, then the anti form will be generated over here. So you can see in the anti form both methyl group are totally opposite to each other. Then again if we will just rotate the bond plus 60 degree, then the nutshell angle deviation is 240 degree, then again the eclipse form will be generated, which will be equally similar to this third form. Then another 60-degree rotation will form the gauge, then another 60-degree rotation will also form the total eclipse form. So in the overall form, the 7 structure are generally formed into the N-butane, where 1, 2 and 3 are the similar, 1, 2 and 3 are the same. So that's why the 3 form are generally produced over here, and 4th form is anti form. So now the consideration forms are here, which are 4 in number. That's why 4 conformers are finally formed into the structure of N-butane. Then now we have to consider in all 4 forms which form is maximally stable and which form is maximally unstable. So dear student, you can see the 2 bulkier group, which is methyl at 3rd carbon and methyl at 2nd carbon, that both bulkier group are totally opposite or totally far from each other. So that's why the steric hindrance will be minimum in both carbons or both methyl group. That's why the anti form is maximally stable form here. Okay, same here if we will consider the totally eclipse form here. So both bulkier group are near to each other. That's why that form will show the maximum steric hindrance repulsion over here. That's why the totally eclipse form is maximally unstable form. So you can see the energy consumption in the structure of N-butane. Here a graphical representation are generally shown inside this picture, where the potential energy is the first parameter and another is the specific angle deviation or angle change. So 0 to 60, 60 to 120, 120 to 180, 122 to 240, then 300, then 360. Each and every angle are generally change or rotate 60 degree over here. Okay. So the primary form, that is fully eclipsed, it generally requires around 5 kilocalorie or 21 kilojoule of energy. Same here in the last form, again it is the eclipse form. The another form is gauge form, it requires 3.8 kilojoule energy, same here as a gauge. Then the eclipse form, after the rotation of 120 degree, it requires 3.6 kilocalorie or 15 kilojoule energy over here, same here. And this form, it is not showing any kind of energy consumption. That's why the graph is generally come into the ground side. So basically the fully eclipsed form is consuming the maximum energy. That's why it is highly unstable form, because if the molecule want to retain in this form, it has to expense, it has to pay the maximum energy. But in case of anti, there is no requirement of energy. We can say that form is highly stable and the totally eclipsed or fully eclipsed form is highly unstable. Afterwards, the gauge form is next stable form, because it requires only 3.8 kilojoule energy, but the eclipse form requires more energy, it's around 15 kilojoules. So dear student, that is overall stabilization parameter or the representation of the N-butane. So in the N-butane structure, the anti-form of this molecule will be maximally stable as a conformer. So hope this video will very much helpful to everyone to understand the proper conformation of N-butane. Thanks.